Well, hello. Mile High 6 here back in with a new video. Today I'll be doing my Blue Jays season preview. And I'm gonna start off with the roster, the 26-man roster that made it. It took a while. It took till yesterday to have a full roster. But we're gonna go over it. Players I like, players I don't like, players I'm indifferent with. Um, there's some guys that I thought should have made the roster, but you know, some guys were veterans and they took the spot over them. So yeah. All right, let's start off with the catcher. I think they're one of our strongest positions. Danny Jansen, he's a beast when healthy. One of the best defensive catchers. Getting better with offense, getting his power up. I love it. Alan Henry Kirk's my boy, Captain Kirk. Um, he's He's a father now. And he's gonna be playing a little less now because of Brandon Belt. Gonna be usually the DH, which I like. He's gonna be playing less. He's probably gonna be DHing against lefties, or catch that day. It depends. Um, but yeah, I love Alejandro Kirk. He's a stud, and that's all I gotta say. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Obviously starting first baseman, Gold Glover. I think he'll have a bounce back season, even though last year it was good, but not his standards really. Not his standards, not his caliber. Um, Not what Vladdy was. I think he'll have like a 40-100 season with 300 batting average. He's gonna have a really good season. I don't know if he'll win a Gold Glove again because he's gonna be mashing. So yeah, Brandon Belt. We finally have a lefty who can play DH. He's gonna be playing DH, first base, maybe some outfield if we're desperate, but I don't think so. He's probably gonna be just DH, first base. Um, and I like him. A good veteran addition. I know he's coming off injury, but it's a 1 year deal, so high risk, low. Low risk, high reward type move. So yeah, Santiago Espinal. Um, I don't know. I think it's gonna be between him and Merrifield. I think they'll be still competing for the second base spot, but I don't know who's gonna be second base opening day. We'll see. I like Espinal on defense. Offensively, he has no power, but he can give you some slap hits that you need. He's a good, energetic player to have on the team. So yeah, Bo Bichette. Um, a lot of drama in the off season about his contracts and stuff. But I'm really happy that got resolved. Um, this arbitration got paid out, and we don't have to worry about that till 2027 or 2026, around that. So I don't think they don't have to worry about paying him a long-term deal till then. So, or maybe next year, we'll see. But yeah, two years in a row he led the AL in hits. Him and Vladdy, I was roasting him last year because they were underperforming. We'll see what happens this year. We got a big road schedule ahead of us, so we'll get to that after the roster. Matt Chapman, one of the best defensive third basemen. Obviously, offensively, his average is fucking low, but he'll still hit nukes. Um, yeah, he's one of the best defensive third basemen in the league. Top five, probably. Top three in defense, probably top five in third baseman, because his bat's not the best when it comes to third baseman. Overall, he doesn't hit for average, which, well, you don't need all the guys that can hit for average. He can play defense. He's a free agent too, so this may be the last year with him as a Blue Jay, which sucks. But yeah, all right, outfielders. The outfield went from being righty heavy to lefty heavy. Holy shit! All right, we only have one righty pure outfielder. Oh, fucking battery. Yeah. All right. So let's start off with George Springer. They moved him to right field. They don't want him to get hurt when he's on the field. He's a beast. He's our leadoff hitter. He's our captain. Enough said. I think if he plays 140 games, he'll have 30 something home runs or high 20s. He'll bat probably in the 270s and 70 something plus RBIs. So I think he'll play a good right field if he can stay healthy. Dalton Varsho, I think, with Ang Varsho and Kiermaier, um, was to add lefty bats and also to add defense because the Blue Jays, they're I'll do a picture of it later. The new renovations, for the season, they needed new personnel on the outfield. They need better fielders because Teoscar Hernandez and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. they could hit to extent. Gurriel last year was terrible, like not himself, and Hernandez, he had injuries, but he still was good. But those guys stink in the outfield. I remember Teoscar, he didn't wear sunglasses. He fucked up on a play. Same with Gurriel. He has a strong arm, but he's not the best defender. So they got better defensively. Offensively, we'll see what happens. Darwin Varsho can hit bombs. Um, his average is not the best, but we'll see what happens. And he can steal some bases. So, yeah, Varsho, I'm really happy to have him. He can also play catcher. He's a Swiss Army knife, man. But most likely he'll be playing left field. Center fielder is Kevin Kiermaier. I was pissed about this move, not because we signed Kevin Kiermaier. It's because I thought we weren't going to do shit again. Because the offseason really started slow. But Kevin Kiermaier, this entire spring training has impressed me. He looks like he's 100% because he played a lot of, not unlike Brandon Belt, he played a lot of games, so it looks like he's 100%. He's not gonna be hitting for power or average, but he has speed on the bases, and he's a beast defensively. He's gonna add a lot, and I can't wait to see him at number. He's our number 9 hitter, which I love. Nathan Lucas or Lukes, whatever. I'm calling him Nathan Lukes. I don't care if Lucas. It doesn't have. Where's the C? It's Lukes, not Lucas, not Lucas. Lukes. People keep calling him Nathan Lucas. I don't care what it is. Another lefty. So the team is more balanced with lefty bats this year. That's all I gotta say. Even if they're not starting, yeah, you have bench lefty bats. Yeah, Nathan Lucas. It was between him and Otto Lopez, in the camp, not the camp, in spring training, and he won the job probably because he's just an outfielder, and they didn't need another utility guy. I think Otto Lopez will have a shot later this year because you never know with injuries and stuff. But Nathan Lucas, welcome to the team. 28-year-old rook, old man, making it the team. He played good in spring training. I like his game. He's just going to do his job as the backup outfielder. So, yeah. We'll see what happens with Nathan Lucas does. He's probably going to have a couple of bats, send them down, and then going to bring back Otto Lopez because they're going to be impatient because, I don't know, he's 28. He better be fucking producing. All right, utilities. Whit Merrifield. Hopefully he steals a shitload of bases. He didn't do that much. He did really good late in the season, not when we got him right away. Late in the season, he started producing. I like Whit. He's listed as a utility because he can play anywhere. He's basically our backup righty outfielder. That would have been Lopez, but he didn't make it. So he's our backup righty outfielder. He's our second baseman. I like Whit. I like his game. He's a free agent, so yeah. Kevin Biggio is my least favorite player out of all of them. Out of every single position player, he's my least favorite. I think 2019, 2020, he showed potential. 2021, he fell off a fucking cliff. 2022, 2021 and 2022, he just kept getting injured and sucking. It's because Montoya moved him to third base. He started playing like shit. He wasn't a third baseman. Espinal played way better at third base at the time. I don't know. I hope Calvin proves me wrong. He's Italian. I gotta give him a shot. So yeah, he's gonna be. He went from being a starting second baseman to like the third string second baseman. That's kind of funny and sad at the same time. All right, let's go with the starting rotation. Alek Manoah, young ace. Last year had a solid year in the playoffs. He didn't do that good. Obviously, it was his first playoff game. I think he'll have a really solid season. He'll be our best pitcher, probably. Our second best pitcher will probably be Kevin Gausman. Probably going to have a 200 strikeout season. I think the defense will be better around him. The defense around him was fucking terrible. But he still pitched really good last year. He pitched to his contract in the playoffs. They took him out early with the bases loaded, and his stat line looked worse than it was. I think he played really good in the playoffs. It's just his stat line looks like shit because of fucking Tim Mesa. Yeah. Chris Bassett, the spring training, not really impressive, but I think he'll be a middle of the pack pitcher. He'll be our third or fourth pitcher. He's not going to be getting a lot of strikeouts. He's going to be relying on soft contact, which is fine. We'll see what happens with him. He's not a playoff performer. In the playoffs he didn't have good numbers, but you're not really going to be going with him. Probably going to be a number 4. And then our wild cards right here, Jose Barrios and UC Kikuchi. Barrios last year had a great record, but his ERA was terrible. It was inflated with a couple of bad starts, but at the same time, he wasn't good last year. His fastball was getting hit. We'll see what happens. I think Barrios could turn it around. I don't know. One of these guys is going to struggle, but I think at worst, Barrios is going to have a 4 ERA this year with 200 strikeouts. I think his wins, I think they're still going to hit for him just to piss people off. Jose, they gave him a big contract, so he has to live up to the hype. He was our ace last year, and then he fell to number 4 or 3 because Alek Manoah overproduced and Kevin Gausman lived up to the contract. So I think we'll see what happens with Jose. UC Kikuchi, Cy Kikuchi. Oh god, all I want him to do is just have a 4 ERA, pitch 5 innings. That's it. Around 4 ERA, 5 innings. The hype in the spring training is for real. He dominated in spring training, but that's spring training. His first game's against the Royals, so hopefully he has a good game this year. Has a good season. And just be a normal 5th starter, so we don't have to fucking do guys in the minors like Zach Thompson and Thomas Hatch. Because I think Kikuchi's better than him, and he adds that lefty pitcher to his rotation. So, yeah, I want Kikuchi to do good. So, our rotation, I would give it like a B+. It's not the top rotation in the league, but these two guys right here are studs, okay? Chris Bassett, he didn't have a good spring, but I think overall he's a solid pitcher. He had a good season last year. Barrios and Kikuchi are wild cards, so we'll see what happens if they can have bounce back seasons. All right, let's go to the bullpen. Jordan Romano, our Canadian, Italian construction worker, fucking stud. Closer, had a really good year last year. I think the load is going to be really off him because I think the bullpen got better this year with some additions and some guys that are coming back from last year. Yimi Garcia was a stud last year. He had some games that really blew your fucking head open when he gave up some runs, but he's a reliable starter. Eric Swanson, he's a beast. The Mariners' bullpen's good. They got rid of him. They traded for Teoscar Hernandez, but we needed a bullpen piece, and we added him. I like the Eric Swanson move. He's going to help us out in the later innings. So, yeah. Tim Mesa. He's our only lefty. Tim Mesa's our only lefty in our bullpen. He went from being a really good pitcher to being mid. I wouldn't trust him in the later innings. He's a middle relief pitcher. I think the Blue Jays need another lefty in the bullpen. Yeah, I think the Blue Jays really need another lefty because Tim Mesa sucked last year, especially in the playoffs. He's a middle relief pitcher. I wouldn't put him in big situations, and that's why you got Eric Swanson, and you took the club option on Anthony Bass. Welcome back, Anthony Bass. He's gonna be a stud in later innings. And another probably middle relief pitcher is Adam Simber. He pitched a contact guy really. He got a lot of double plays last year. He's your submarine guy or sidearm guy. I don't know what the difference really is, to be honest. I think he's submarine. Yeah. Submarine, so yeah. And Trevor Richard just stinks. I don't give a shit, man. I don't care if he had a good spring. I don't know how he made the team. He's probably the first bullpen arm to go. Him or Meza are the first to go. But Meza's a lefty, so you got to keep him for like fucking versatility. But Trevor Richards needs to go. Uh, he stinks, man. We'll see what happens. We lost 2021. It looked like we won the trade because Trevor Richards was having a good season, and then 2022 we lost the trade because fucking at least Rowdy had like a shitload of home runs. And Richards didn't. He sucked, man. He looks like he's pitching high all the time. We'll see what happens with Trevor Richards, man. All right, and now Zach Pop. Zach Pop has a wonky stuff. He's from Brampton too, so he's a Canadian boy. We have 3 Canadian-born players on this team, so that's really good. Zach Pop. He has wonky stuff. Again, he's a middle relief guy. Our middle relief guys are probably Pop, Richards, Simber, and Meza, and then our late inning guys are Bass, Swanson. Late inning / middle or Bass, Swanson, and Garcia and Romano, obviously. So that's it actually. So that's it. That's the roster. Let's go over some things. Blue Jays renovations. I can't wait to go to a game. These renovations look fucking sick. Look at the outfield has been renovated. This is gonna be renovated. Like they're gonna get rid of these 500 seats around here. Yeah, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look cool. The bullpens are gonna be lifted so people can yell at the bullpen, the opposing bullpen. It's gonna look nice. I can't wait to go to a game. I'm planning to go to 2 games this year. It's gonna be nuts. Can't wait. That's the pre-construction, whatever. All right, yeah. All right, so looking at this team, I think we have a good roster. I think our weaknesses are probably a lefty in the bullpen. No lefty in the bullpen. I think our lineup is not more balanced. I'd rather have had Otto Lopez make it, but you look at last year we had no lefties. Okay, we had no lefties batting. This year we have Kevin Biggio. All right, he stinks. Nathan Lucas, Kevin Kiermaier, Dalton Varsho, and Brandon Belt. So we have way more lefties than last year. So a more balanced attack on this team, which I like compared to last year. I think we got better defensively in the outfield for sure. And yeah, so the bullpen is better. It's just, I wouldn't say it's our weakness. It's just not balanced like our lineup. So, one lefty really, and we can only change that by getting rid of Trevor Richards. But we're gonna have also, Chad Green coming back. Also, Mitch White. Mitch White could come. I don't know where Mitch White's gonna be fitting in this, or probably gonna keep him in AAA, man. Mitch White shouldn't be making the roster. He should be our 6th starter if anyone gets hurt. And also Ryu coming back in July or June. There's two pitchers that could be coming back depending on the situations, but yeah. That's our roster. I like it. I can't wait till opening day tomorrow. 26-man roster. I think the Blue Jays will finish 2nd in the division. I think they'll beat the fucking Yankees in the playoffs and lose in the ALCS to the Astros. That's my prediction. And that's all I gotta say. Peace. Go Blue Jays. And can't wait till opening day. I'm fucking pumped. Spring training was a grind for everyone, First couple of days, yay, baseball back, and then middle, who's these guys? Can we start baseball? Why is these guys getting hurt? All that. So yeah. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace. Go Blue Jays. And yeah, opening day, baby. Let's fucking go.